What's up guys, Flying Cow here, and welcome to part 7 of how to build this gigantic modern mansion that you can see right here. Let's not waste any time here, and let's just go ahead and get right into the build. Okay, now that we have that section of floor complete, as you can see here, we've got quite the large gap in this doorway here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut this part off right here. The floor is actually going to have to be all the way down here, so let me just create this outline really quick. Alright, and now we have that outline. And next up what we're going to do is we're going to take out our... Actually, let's just build in this corner right here really quick. But we're going to take out our smooth quartz stairs, and we're just going to build down all the way until it reaches this floor level right there like so. We can build 2 or 3 if you want. Let's actually go ahead and just build 3 just because right there. And once we have that, now we're going to fill in this square, but while we're at it, since the rest of this floor it looks like it is going to be at the same level, let's go ahead and just build this all the way down until we reach this point right here, in which we're going to turn all the way to the front. And now we have got 2 big old rectangles here well, 1 big old rectangle and 1 little square to fill in. But before we do that, let's actually go ahead and cut this part off so that we've got a little wall here. Alright, I think that looks a lot better there. So now let's go ahead and fill in these 2 sections of the floor. Okay, now that we have that floor all the way filled in, we're just going to fly over here now, and I promise that we're actually almost done with this section of all the flooring. I know that this is the worst part of any build, is just filling in the floor forever, but as you can see right here, we've got this rectangle to fill in, so let's go ahead and fill this one in here really quick. Now that that floor there is complete, let's go on and we're going to fill in the ceiling for this section. We're just going to build off on this block right here. And then actually, since this ceiling is already kind of partially in a way filled in for us, let's go ahead and just off of this block, we're just going to build this all the way down to right here where this block ends, or where this wall ends. And then we're going to fill this all the way down to the very end, or the very front of the house. And now we have this L-shaped portion of ceiling here that we're going to fill in all the way. Now that we have that ceiling there filled in, next up what we're going to do is we're going to go off of these blocks right here. So this is just one block up above from this floor right here. And we're going to create another section of flooring. So it is going to be from there. Let's go back down over here. Is this going to line up? Yes, it will. Okay, so it's going to be all the way down to the very end, which is going to be right here. And we're actually going to need to cut this off. So let's go over here and square it off to right there. Oops. Keep on falling here. Okay, but this is a very large portion of floor to fill in, so let's go ahead and try to fill this in as quickly as we can. Now that we have that floor complete there, let's move on to something a little bit more exciting and a little bit more fun. Let's go over here now to this side of the build, and we are just going to now finally connect this corner with this one, at least on the first floor here. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to go off of this block with our gray concrete, and let's just build this all the way down here. There's no need to count how many blocks this is, because we are just going to simply connect it with this over here. So let's go from this block now, and then go all the way down here as well. I don't think that these are going to line up. It feels like this one's a little taller. Yeah, it's one block taller. It's kind of unfortunate, but anyways, what we're going to do here is where they connect, which is this block right here, we're going to bring that all the way down to the ground. Right there, and once it reaches the ground, what the? That cow just pushed me like 3 times. Didn't even know they could do that, but anyways, once we get down there, then we're going to build up by 2 blocks on either side. And there's the second one for that side. And then we're going to build up on each of those by, it doesn't really matter how many blocks, just make sure that it's above what these 2 layers are going to end up being. So yeah, it doesn't matter how many blocks you build up on each side, just make sure that you have it above these 2 layers. Because now what we're going to do is we're going to place down a block 2 away from the edge right there. We're going to place a block 2 away from the edge right there as well. And then on this side, let's just bring this all the way down here now until it connects with this other side right here. And then let's place down one right there, and then we're going to fill all this in with black stained glass panes. Let's see if I can miss only 1 block this time. Looks like I did, actually. Alright, let's get that block there. Oh my gosh, that was a fail. Ignore that. But anyways, let's just do the exact same thing down here. We're going to keep on using our gray concrete and build it all the way down to the end where it will finally connect. Place a block right there, and then fill all of this in with our black stained glass panes. And then once we have that part complete, then we're going to have 2 open walls that we are going to need to fill in. And honestly, I don't really know what to fill these in with. This house is definitely coming along though. I can see the finish, it is just over the horizon. So let's keep this up. Just going to build up right there with white concrete. Let's build this all the way down to the very end with white concrete as well. I might just be lazy here and just make this one gigantic window. Which I know that is very lazy, but again, this video is going to be 10 hours long, guys. You know, you got to cut me some slack here. Let's bring this all the way down. Stupid chicken! Oh my gosh. So, now we've got this. Let's place down 2 more layers on each side, like so. Then from here, let's place down 2 layers. And then we'll bring this all the way down to the very end on the bottom row. We're going to end up doing that on the top as well. So 2 layers up here, and then 2 from behind. And then we're going to bring this all the way down to the end, and the rest of this is going to be one gigantic window. So, yeah, so now we're going to fill all of this in with black stained glass panes. Now that we have that section of wall filled in, let's go over here now to this section. Oh my gosh. And over here what we're going to do is we're going to build 2 layers of white concrete all the way down to the end and back. So let's go ahead and do that here. So that was 2 layers of white concrete. And once we have that part done, then we're going to build up on each side by just 1 layer, and then we're going to build over to the edge, again, another 2 layers just like so. So let's go ahead and do that now. Oops. I'm trying to go a little quicker here. How far are we into this video? I think we're like 6 hours in. 6.5. Alright, so now that we have that part complete, next up what we're going to do here is, let's take out our jungle planks. And on each side right here, just like so, we're just going to build 3 layers of jungle planks. Let's go over here and do the exact same thing. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to take out our white concrete, build a layer right here on the bottom. And we are going to do the same thing then on the top as well. If I can actually place these blocks accurately. Alright, and then once we have that, then we're going to fill all of this in with black stained glass panes. But before we do that even, let's go ahead and add some lanterns here, because I think that they would look nice. Let's also add a layer of jungle leaves up here, or oak leaves. Alright, and once we have those oak leaves placed down, now let's go ahead and fill in this giant window here with black stained glass panes. And now that we have that part complete, let's go ahead and take out our gray concrete again, and off of this block right here, where it lines up like so, we're just going to build this all the way down until it reaches this corner over here. And once it does reach a corner, let's actually go ahead and build up on the corner until it reaches one block ahead or one block above of this layer that we just placed right there. So let's do that for these two here as well. And then we're going to continue this layer and we're going to level it out for this side of the house as well. So once we bring this all the way down to right there, let's actually, off of this block, let's go ahead and bring this up so that it lines up with it perfectly, just like that. And let's even bring it up another layer as well so that it reaches that white concrete. And now what we are going to do here is, let's actually place down two more layers right there, so that's 3 layers. And now we have a gap right here and a gap over there that we're going to need to fill in. So let's go ahead and start with this gap right here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take out our white concrete now. We're going to just bring this all the way down to the very end, and then we're going to bring it up and around, and then bring it back down. And once we have that, then what we're going to do next here is we're going to go 5 blocks away, and on the 6th block we're going to place up 1 layer of white concrete. Let's go ahead and go over to this side as well and do the same thing. So that was 5 blocks away. Then we'll do it again right here. Then let's go to this side and do it again. We're going to be making sure to keep them 5 blocks away. I think this is actually, so it's going to end up being a 5x6 layer. Then let's do it one more time on each side. And let's see if it actually lines up here. It might. Looks like it isn't. It's just 1 block off from lining up perfectly. But anyways, what we're going to do here is in between all of these, let me just do this for one of them, and then we can copy them down for each of the other ones. Just going to do that. We're going to need to take out our jungle slabs for this one as well. Place down 2 layers right there, place down 2 right there, and have lanterns hanging off of them. And then fill in this window here with our glass panes, black stained glass panes. So it's going to look like that. Let's go ahead and copy that pattern of window down for each of these gaps right here. Now that we have that little section of wall there filled in, let's go on and fly over here. And now we've got this section of wall to fill in. Now this section is 1 block higher. So what I want to do with it is I do want to incorporate some leaves into the pattern that we decide to go on. And I would also like to incorporate some jungle planks or slabs into it as well. And I kind of want these windows to be a bit larger. So what we're going to do here is what we normally do, and what that is we're just going to build a layer of white concrete all the way around all of this. And once we have that, let's build an extra layer down here. Let's actually have it be an extra 2 layers, just because. So there's layer 1. Now let's move on to the second one, or the third, I guess. once we've got that filled in all the way, then we're going to take our leaves, place the layer down in the middle there. And we're also going to take out our jungle slabs, and we're going to add a layer just above those leaves. It's going to be a half block above. Oh lord, I misplaced quite a bit of those, didn't I? Alright, and once we have that, let's actually take out our lanterns. We're just going to place some down kind of randomly right here, just because it is getting pretty dark. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take out our white concrete again, and let's place right here. How many blocks difference is that? 7 blocks difference. Let's go over here, do the exact same thing. Hopefully that's 7 blocks. Yes, it is. And then let's do it one more time. So there's 7 blocks difference right there. And then another 7 blocks difference right there. Look at that, I got it perfect every single time, with a 6 blocks difference gap in the middle. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fill all of this in with black stained glass panes. Alright, and now that we have that wall there filled in all the way, next up what we're going to have to do is we're going to go over here, and let's just build this section up all the way until it reaches the tippy top of this section right here. So let's actually bring this section all the way down so that it lines up perfectly. Alright, and once we get there, I was just 1 block off, then we're just going to go back down here and build these other columns all the way up. And once we have that complete, which we just have these 2 more columns here, then what we're going to do next is we have this giant square to fill in here. This square right here. And the way that I want to do that is, since it is so giant, I think that I want to fill this all the way in with just 1 pattern all the way through, and I think I want that pattern to actually extend outwards from the gray concrete. So let's have that. Actually, let's break that down a bit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks. Let's place 1 down right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it is very close to working, but not quite. So we're just going to break that out. Break that out right there. And we're going to have 2 on each side with a 2 block gap in the middle and a 1 block gap between the other 2. So now that we have this down, just the roots, the foundation of the outline, let's go ahead and bring these all the way up, and then we will connect them. So I'm just going to build this one as usual, and then I'm going to fill in those other 4, or other 3 right there. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to have 2 layers on each one at the bottom, and 2 at the top as well. And then we're going to have it cave inwards, like so. We're going to bring this all the way down to right there, bring it all the way over here, and then have it cave back up. or not cave back up, we're just going to have it go all the way back up. We're going to use our lanterns right there and there. And now we've got ourselves a big old window, which we're going to fill in with black stained glass panes. But before we do that, let's actually go over here again. And we're going to take out our gray concrete again. We're just going to build this all the way up until it reaches the top right there. And now that we have that, let's go ahead and fill in these other three. I can't count for some reason. But let's go ahead and fill in these other three foundations right here with that exact same window pattern. And then we're going to fill all of them in with black stained glass panes as well. Okay, and now that we have that part complete, let's go on over here and let's see what we can do from here. So what I think we should do is let's go down over here and we're just going to build a layer of gray concrete. We're going to have it extend out by 1 block like so. Off of that block, we're just going to bring this all the way down to the very end, where it will connect right here. And then the next floor, what we're going to do is we're going to take our white concrete and we're going to build off of this block, and we are again going to bring this all the way down to the very end of that gray concrete pole in the middle at the back corner of the house, and it's going to connect right there. And now we've got 2 floors here to fill in, and once we get these 2 floors filled in, then I think what we're going to do next is we're going to start filling in the floor, like the actual floors to the house, throughout all of these first 1, 2, 3, 4 floors. And then we're going to finish off the build with finishing off these rooms that are just placed up here at the top, as well as this big old giant square thing down here, which I still have not decided what to do with it yet. I don't know if I want to make it a volleyball court or a tennis court or a basketball court or just a giant swimming pool there in the middle, or even just more house and it could be like a basement. I don't know what I want to do with it yet, but yeah, we're getting somewhat close to the end here is what I was trying to say there. But anyways, we're going to be using our white concrete and we're just going to build this all the way down to the very end right there. Then we're going to bring this all the way up here to the top. And what we're going to do next here is let's actually double up this layer of gray concrete here really quick. And once that's doubled up, then we're going to take out our white concrete again, and off of that block right there, we're just going to build this all the way down to the very end. And I might be lazy here and just fill this all in as a giant window, but let's go outside and look and see if that would actually look good. Honestly, I think that it actually would look fine, so let's actually do that. I'm just going to fill in this section right there. Is this one already filled in? Looks like it is. So yeah, let's go ahead and fill this all the way in with black stained glass paints. Okay, now that we have that window slash wall filled in all the way, next up we're going to go over here and fill in this section, which should be pretty quick because I already kind of have a plan of what to do with it. So as you can see here, I'm just caving in by one block here, and we're just going to bring this all the way down to the very end, of course, because what else would we do? And then, yeah, we're going to loop up and around, bring it all the way up and over to the other end as well. And once we've got that, then we're going to add 3 more layers onto each end cap right here. So it's going to look like that. It's going to be 4 blocks wide at the end. So 3 more layers right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to cave in yet again. Let's actually, before we decide to cave in all the way again, let's double up this layer here at the bottom, and while we're at it, might as well double up the one at the top too. And once we've got that layer doubled up there, we're just going to add 3 layers on each end cap right here. Let's go to the other side, do that exact same thing. There's the third, and now, well, before we do that, let's go ahead and add some lanterns. We'll add some right there as well. Now we're just going to fill in the rest of this with our black stained glass paints. Now that we have that part complete, let's go back over here and we're going to start enacting the plan that I was describing earlier, which is to fill in all of these floors here. So what we're going to do here first is, it looks like we're going to have to fill in this floor here from the bottom block, because if we fill it up any higher, then it's going to intersect with these windows along this wall here. So let's just go from this block, and then we'll bring it all the way down until it connects with the very end here. Oh my gosh, it's getting like pitch dark in here. Let me just put down some lanterns here really quick so that we can see what we're doing. Stupid bat. But yeah, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this fat looking L-shaped floor here, and it's all at the ground level. So let's go ahead and do that here really quick. Okay, and now that we have that section of the floor filled in, next up what we're going to do is we're going to go up by a block. So let me just go up by a block right here across this layer, and okay, there we go. And now what we're going to do is actually, so this layer right here is a little bit different. So what we're going to do is build out one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks right there. And then we'll bring it all the way down to the end. We're doing something similar here with what we did earlier with the floors, which is cutting this section out. Actually, let's extend this section to down here, since it's going to need to be extended anyways. And now what we're going to do though is we're going to, aside from that, we're going to build this layer all the way down to, let's say, this block right here. So let's cut this off right here so that we've got our shape to fill in. I don't know what this shape is called because it's not really a rectangle since it's got this piece, this little chunk taken out of it. But anyways, let's go ahead and fill in this outline here though. Okay, and now that we have that section filled in right there, let's actually go ahead and fill in this section right here that we kind of made an outline for. But basically what we're going to do here is we're just going to, actually no, we're not going to do that, but we are going to use our jungle planks, and we're going to fill it in all the way one block away from the rest of the outline right here. So let's go ahead and do that. It's only 3 layers of jungle planks, it looks like, is what it's going to be. If I can actually place the blocks, oh my gosh. So let's go ahead and fill this all the way in here. Alright, and now that once we have that filled in all the way, then we're going to take out our jungle slabs and we're going to place them all the way around right here, just a half block up, so that it's kind of like a little step up to the rest of the floor. Alright, and now that we have that little section filled in there, next up what we're going to do is we're going to move on to this portion of the build. So what we're going to do here is let's actually keep it at the exact same level. So we're going to build this all the way down and around here just so that we have got ourselves a little outline. And it looks like it's going to outline, and this is going to complete the rest of the floor here. At least the rest of the first floor. So let me just finish off this outline right here. Alright, so there we go. Now we've got ourselves a nice big L-shaped section of floor that we're going to fill in all the way. Okay, next up, what we're going to do next is we're going to skip over this second floor here, but what we're going to do next is we're just going to go up to this floor. Let's build off a layer right here of white concrete, and we'll bring it all the way down to the very end right here. And then once we've got this, so as you can see, we've got this floor here that we need to fill in, but if we fill this floor all the way in, then it's going to intersect with these windows. So here's what we're going to do here. We're just going to build out by 2 more layers on this side of the floor right here. And we're going to create a little hallway type thing right here that leads over to this floor. But down here what we're going to do is we're going to build out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. And we're going to bring that all the way down to the corner of the build. And once we've got that part down, then we're going to build off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks right there as well. We're going to bring that all the way down to the end of these windows here, which is right there. So we're going to bring that down to right there and then end it and cut it off. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to bring this block all the way down until it collides with that, in which case we are going to break out one, so it's going to be off of this block, so it's not going to overlap, it's just going to be 1 block away. And we're going to bring this down all the way till it reaches the corner, and we're going to make sure not to overlap again, so it's going to be right there. And then we're going to bring that all the way down until it reaches right there. So now that we have that part, we can go ahead and fill in this lower level right here with white concrete, as well as this bigger section of flooring right here with white concrete. And we're also going to fill in the wall right below. It's just going to be 1 extra block right there. And so yeah, let's go ahead and fill those in. Okay, and now that we have that section of the floor and that little hallway on the outside complete, let's go over here with our white concrete, and off of this block, we're just going to bring it all the way down until it meets the back side of the build. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way over to right here, this side, and then we're going to cut this section off right here. So now we've got ourselves quite the large little, well, not large little, double negative, but now we've got ourselves quite the large rectangle here that we're going to fill in all the way with white concrete. And now that we have that section of the floor filled in, let's go down below over here and let's go ahead and fly down all the way over here. We're just going to cut off this little section of wall here, so we're just going to add one more layer onto this floor, and we're going to bring it all the way down, and it's going to cut off this little hallway right here. Let's go ahead and, while we're at it, we're just going to finish off that hallway right there, just like so. And now let's go down below, and we're going to add 1, 2, 3 more layers underneath this, so we've got ourselves another little wall here, just so that we're just kind of cleaning it up a little bit down over here, just to make it look a little nicer. So once we've got that layer, now we just have one more right there. And now that we've got that wall filled in right there, we've got it looking all nice and pretty. Let's go over here and let's actually do something very similar. We're just going to fill in this little section right here to kind of clean this part up as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go off of this block right here. We could go off of any of these blocks really, but we're just going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks right there. Then we're going to bring this all the way down on the 6th block. And then we're going to, over here on this side, bring this all the way down until we reach, let's go over here, this point in the build right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, let me go down here again because I think that the block that I was building 6 off of is a little bit different of a level. So let's just go on down over here. So once we have that part filled in, then we're going to bring this all the way down to the other end of the build, which is right there. And then we're going to do almost the exact same thing over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Then we're going to bring it down to right there. We can go ahead and break this part out and then break this part out as well. And then let's go over here and let's actually break out this part too, because this is all going to be on the same level, so there's really no need to separate it at the moment. But anyways, let's just go ahead and bring down this layer right here. And what I am planning on doing here is having 2 little hallways on each side of this floor. And then this part over here in the middle is going to be a big old open gap, so the ceiling is going to be doubled on that section. And yeah, I think it's going to turn out nicely. So let's go ahead and fill in this hallway right here, this hallway right here, and then that big old square room over there. Let's go ahead and fill in all of those floors in with white concrete. Okay, and once we've got those 2 hallways and this floor here filled in, next up we're going to go over here and we have got ourselves another floor right here, and this is the last section of the entire 3rd floor that we have to fill in, so it's just this little section here. So let's go ahead and get this one over with. Okay, now that we have that section of the floor filled in, now we're going to go all the way back over here. And what we're going to do here first is actually, let's go ahead and fill in this wall that we already kind of have started over here. So we're just going to build up another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks right there. So let's go ahead and fill this in all the way down to the end. Okay, and now that we have that little section of the wall filled in, let's go on over here, and off of this block, we're just going to bring this all the way down to the end. Which is going to be right there. And now this entire rectangle here, we are going to fill in all the way with white concrete. And that is where we're going to end part 7 of this tutorial. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope that you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.